everyone, this is Eugene Roddenberry.
Dr. Mohammed Noor.
Adam Nimoy, Leonard Nimoy's son.
This is Leonard Crowfoot.
This is Dr. Aaron McDonald, Star Trek Science Advisor and Lieutenant Commander McDonald on Star Trek Prodigy.
And you're listening to
Humanist Trek.
Humanist Trek.
You're listening to Humanist Trek.
the Humanist Trek podcast.
And you're listening to Humanist Trek, a fabulous, fabulous show.
Enjoy.
And don't worry, you can do your Temporal Mechanics 101 homework later.
And Chorgan's like, wait a fucking minute. Who are you? And then that's when she introduces herself. Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Yuta.
Perhaps I could use this as an excuse to go to those far-off planets with little polka-dotted people if necessary, and be able to talk about love, war, nature, God, sex, all those things that go to make up the excitement of the human condition.
This is Captain Jean-Luc Picard.
Welcome aboard.
Jean-Luc Picard to the starship Enterprise.
You want to review your rapid progress?
That nonsense is centuries behind us. To the starship Enterprise.
Oh, yeah?
That is enough, damn it!
Tempo, mon capitan.
To the starship Enterprise.
But you can't deny that you're still a dangerous, savage child race.
Of the planet Earth.
You just don't get it, do you, Jean-Luc? That is the exploration that awaits you. Not mapping stars and studying nebula, but charting the unknown possibilities of existence.
Nuchnech, and welcome to Humanist Trek. It's a comedy Star Trek podcast about the humanism in Star Trek. I'm Sarah Ray.
And I'm Allie.
Just Allie.
Just
like
Allie.
Cher.
just that threw you for a loop, didn't it?
It did. We've done it, I don't know what, 243 times in a row, and it's been like, it's the same thing, and then you throw a twist, and I'm like, what? That was great.
I read that.
And we are here today to discuss some Star Trek, but first, we want to welcome a new patron to our ranks.
Oh my gosh.
Beaming aboard. Welcome aboard, Ensign Itosh?
Itosh. Welcome.
Yeah. Thanks for signing up. I don't know where y'all finding us, but we'd love to know where you're finding us. We should ask, I guess, when people join. How'd you find us?
Yeah.
You picked up our subspace beacon and responded to the call, and we very much appreciate it.
Yes.
So welcome aboard. The next thing we want to talk about before we would get into today's episode is, Allie, we got some feedback. We got we pushed some buttons.
I know. Yeah. And, and it's good. We love the feedback. Thank you for we want you to be able to tell us when we say something you maybe don't, that's completely out of left field and, that you don't agree with.
Absolutely. I'm not going to read all of them, but I do want to give you a couple.
So this was the episode, Booby Trap, where Geordi was sort of front and center with his awkward relation to the opposite sex.
Yes. So one feedback we got was from Rashid on YouTube. It said, the problem with Geordi's holodeck date is incredibly inappropriate for a first date.
Mm-hmm.
They were having the kind of date you have about a month or two into a new relationship while still in the puppy love phase. Geordi was simply trying too hard.
Yeah.
And I think that's a thing we didn't talk about enough in that episode, which was, okay, so we may have been a little more provocative with our language than maybe we intended, particularly with words like incel, beta, and cuck. Although some of that was tongue in cheek. I listened back to it last night, and some of that was definitely intended to be tongue in cheek. But that is a great point that, Geordi didn't go, what's wrong with all these women? They don't want to be with me. He went to Guinan and said, what am I doing wrong? What's wrong with me? And that's a thing that the incel, that stereotype, the kind of guy we were maybe thinking of, that's a behavior that they don't do. So there were definitely it was just cringy. And I think that's the overall sort of vibe that we were trying to get on, is that cringy, awkward vibe.
Yeah. And I found myself, I could not identify with, because I am not a guy, I couldn't identify with what he's going through. I could only identify with the female part on her side, being like the object of his attention. So so I would need to try to identify a little bit more with Geordi.
Yeah, that's our empathy, I guess, right?
Yeah,
Our ability to see other perspectives. And that's another thing that I didn't connect with, which is strange because I grew up very much male presenting in the world or whatever. And I would have, I would connect with Geordi in that way. I was the awkward kid. I didn't have a lot of friends. I went through like a major depressive episode in high school, and I felt like an outcast and a loner. But that was that permeated my entire life, not just and I'm weird with girls, like like it was a whole character being for me.
Yeah.
And so maybe I was projecting a little bit of that onto Geordi too, when we were talking about how isn't it weird that he's so confident in work, and then it gets to this relationship thing and he just like shits the bed. But that's a very real thing. That is a very common thing in humanity.
It is, and I think we forgot that. Yeah. I
agreed.
mean, you can completely be competent in everything else except relationships, and yeah.
So take two things from this. These episodes are a discussion starter, and most of this discussion happens in our Discord. So again, go to humanisttrek.com, find us on Discord. Our link is there, and join the conversation on Discord, because that's where the good chats are happening post show.
Yeah.
And yeah, maybe we were a little harsh on that one. And we thank our listeners for chiming in and helping to remind us that, hey, maybe you guys are missing something here. That's really appreciated.
Yeah, very much so. Thank you for calling us out.
I've heard someone say, instead of calling you out, because that like singles you out in front of everyone, we're calling you in.
Oh.
I don't know where that comes from, but
it's very woo-woo.
I
like it. I like it. I like woo-woo.
Well, we don't want to start any decades-long clan feuds among our listeners. So
nice.
Like we did this week in Star Trek: The Next Generation, Season 3, Episode 9, The Vengeance Factor.
Sarah with the segues.
Commander, you'll soon be getting an intruder alert.
What? Is that something, sir?
Intruder alert, sir.
It's an old-style starship, sir. Constellation class, heading this way under impulse com.
Number one, kindly take charge of our guests until we have time to decide what we're going to do with them. Sir, number one, keep them out of my way.
So before we even get into the episode, I remembered zero from this episode. I didn't remember a damn thing about it going in.
I didn't either, but I had recently watched it like a month or so ago, just skimming through. But yeah, on this rewatch, I was like, I don't remember this. So it's nice we're finding episodes that I completely don't remember from back in the day when it first started.
Exactly. So we start out with an away team beaming into this very green, ransacked room. Not entirely clear where we are here. Again, this is something that they're doing more in TNG. There's no captain's log that says, Riker and the boys are beaming into. Yeah, right.
Boom, right into action. It's like a ransacked sort of like, I don't know if it's call it a bridge, but it's just a room. Everything's been stripped and the reactor's gone, as Worf comments. And I guess so we get the idea that they're answering a hail, and then they come to answer the hail, and because the reactor's gone, that's why they didn't answer their hail.
So we have Riker, Worf, Data, and Dr. Crusher poking around this room of whatever sort it is. Yeah, all the copper pipes have been ripped out of the walls, and the shit is just jacked. And Crusher finds a blade with some blood on it. And Data detects some life signs behind a door that even Worf can't open with his Klingon strength. So we get Data to do his, special android door open. And we see a couple of bodies on the floor.
Let the bodies hit the floor! Let the bodies hit the floor!
Well, they already hit the floor. And then Crusher does remark that the blood she found wasn't human, so she's going to do some analysis on it.
Someone sure stripped this place.
In sickbay, Crusher's taking care of her two scientists that are in sickbay. They suffered some phaser blasts, but they're fine. They're going to be fine. Then she remarks that she did find that sample of blood. She did an analysis on it, and it apparently is some iron copper composites, and it's unique to the Acamarians.
And Picard, Data, and Riker kind of toss this ball around. Some group called the Gatherers have been raiding outposts around here, although they haven't come out this far until now, it seems. So we're going to pop over to the Acamar system and meet with Maruk, the leader of Acamar 3. Maruk and a guard have joined us in the conference room to discuss this issue, and Maruk is played by Nancy Parsons, who was in Porky's. You remember Porky's?
The movie Porky's,
Yeah.
like Porky's and Porky's 2. Yeah, I love that. I love those movies.
Peeking through the hole into the girl's shower. I remember my dad's like best friend. I couldn't have been, I don't know if I was even a teenager yet, had that on in his house and was like letting me watch it.
Yeah.
He was, yeah. She was in Steel Magnolias, and which I absolutely love. And near the end of her life, she played a handful of episodes of Days of Our Lives.
Oh.
Maruk is a stately woman wearing light orange. Her hair is pulled back. There's like a streak of gray down the middle. And there's only a little ham on her face and like a little bit of a cheekbone tattoo that makes her look alien. What's nuts about this whole thing, and this was the moment I realized, this is my favorite type of Star Trek, and yet I don't remember a damn thing about it. The Gatherers are a split off from the Acamarian society back when their race was savage and violent. 100 years ago, they got cast out or whatever, and they've been pirates ever since, knocking about the area, stealing shit. So this episode is going to be like, let's bring them all back together. This is my favorite kind of Star Trek, and I didn't remember a moment of it.
Yeah. Well, initially it wasn't really her. Maruk had no intention of bringing them in.
Yeah, bringing them in like in ice vehicles, maybe.
Yeah. Picard is bringing her in and saying, hey, I'll help broker peace with you. And he's not suggesting on hunting them down. He's wanting to help them do a reconciliation. But they've tried, apparently. 18 years ago was the last time that they tried, and they rejected it, so they gave up.
See, we don't need some big bad villain hanging over every episode for 10 episodes of a season.
Yeah, to make it good.
We need human problems reflected in alien cultures.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Anyway, I digress. New Star Trek is great. But anyway, it's just different. Maruk is skeptical of this effort, but maybe with Picard's top-tier diplomacy skills, we can make it happen. So Picard walks Maruk and her aide out onto the bridge, and she thinks that there's a Gatherer encampment in the Hiromi cluster somewhere. So she's going to have 2 more servants brought aboard, and then we'll go try to shake out some Gatherers.
Somehow they end up in Maruk's quarters, getting her settled in. Her 2 extra servants are getting settled in, and she's looking out the window as they go to warp, and she's like, oh, wow, this is great, you know.
I love when they do that, though.
Yeah. She's pretty impressed by the ship. And then we get to meet Yuta, which is one of her servants. And Maruk asks Yuta to serve a light meal in 20 minutes. Yuta, young, supple female, asks Commander Riker where the kitchen is. And of course, it launches into this discussion about, oh, you don't need a kitchen. We have a replicator, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, Riker's like, this is one of my favorite moves. Show a pretty young woman how the replicator works. Just watch.
I know.
I got this.
Yeah. And he's like, we can give you a kitchen, but you don't need one. This food dispenser can synthesize anything that you might need, and I'll show you.
So he whips up a glass of water, which Yuta has to taste before taking it to Maruk.
Which I think is like one of those, like, it's like kind of like a security thing.
Mm-hmm.
Where to make sure no one's trying to poison the queen or the whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, the royal taste tester or whatever.
Yeah.
Yuta is played by Lisa Wilcox, who made the rounds in 80s and 90s TV. Around the same time as this appearance, she was in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventures, the TV series,
Okay.
and a couple of the later sequels of A Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So Riker's flirting up, but he says he's going to have a tech come up and program some of the Acamarian recipes into this thing so that, you know, they can sample some of the Federation's delicacies, but also have some home cooking too.
Yeah.
And Riker uses this to flirt, of course.
Well, she's taking it all in. And I wanted to note she has this, again, she looks human, but she has like this Mike Tyson tattoo on her face.
Yeah. Back on the bridge, we've arrived in the Hiromi cluster and found some life forms on one of the planets, and we do another Data moment. Data reports small areas of thermal radiation and carbon dioxide emissions indicative of combustion, and Wesley's like, oh, campfires. And Data's like, didn't I just say that, boy? Worth checking this place out, so Riker, Worf, Data, and Geordi beam down into what looks like an industrial wasteland.
I was like, this is like a junkyard, and I'm like,
that was my theme song for Swap Shop when I was the host of Swap Shop on News Talk 1340 WSOY. 1-800-500-WSOY, 875-1340 WSOY radio. Give us a call, buy, sell, and trade. Yeah, fucking, yeah.
You could totally host all the stuff they got there that they've accumulated, because it's like a salvage yard.
When these guys pop out with their weapons, though, then it reminded me of a laser tag paintball airsoft place. They're just barrels and metal leaned up against shit and like old pallets and stuff that they get to hide around.
Yep.
I'm sure the Sovereign will wish to sample many of the cuisines your ship has to offer. But there are some Acamarian dishes that she will insist upon.
I will arrange for a technician to help program your recipes into the computer. Of course, I'll have to try some of them. What's your specialty?
I have none.
Don't be modest. You can't tell me that you haven't come up with a few culinary delights?
There is a spiced Parthus dish.
Parthus.
A green vegetable with fleshy roots.
Parthus. A la Yuta. I look forward to tasting it.
Right at the beginning of Act 2, they're in it. They're fighting, doing a major firefight. And Riker's like, hey, you know, we came to talk. And they don't want to talk. And then Riker has an idea. He asks Data, like, tell me about this neuranium. And he's like, what temperature does it vaporize at? And of course, Data tells him some high number, 2,314 degrees. So they all decide to put their faces on it, and it starts smoking, and it gives them cover. And Riker says really loudly, Enterprise 4 to beam up. And then that tells the gatherers that, okay, they're probably gone. So they advance, thinking that they beamed up, and they put the fire out. And then they call them cowards, and surprise, they're not gone.
This was a brilliant, fantastic maneuver. I love this so much. So smart. And Worf pops out with his heater, and he's like, your ambushes would be more successful if you bathed more often. Like, great Worf line.
I know. Jeez.
Now, I thought this was a little unusual. Rather than beaming the gatherer leaders up to the D to negotiate, they beam Maruk and her team down to the gatherer's camp. And that I thought was an interesting choice, because I think so often we see the D serve as a neutral space.
Yeah.
You know, nobody has any sense of advantage there when they're on the D. So this definitely, I thought, communicated something about the power imbalances, or the that we're giving the gatherers a little bit of a leg up by meeting on their turf kind of thing.
Yeah. I mean, from a security standpoint, it wouldn't typically be safe.
No.
But the Maruk, the Sovereign, whatever she is, she's making that gesture to come down to their and putting herself at risk by coming down there.
Brull is the leader of the Gatherers here, and he's played by Joey Oresco, who also played in a couple episodes of Stargate SG-1.
Ah, yeah.
He did a lot of guest star appearances like this and later became a director as well.
Cool.
And Brull and his crew, I thought they looked very Klingon-like. They're wearing these armor pieces with lots of leather and like studs and spikes and shit.
Yeah.
It seemed very Klingon. And the way this drink situation plays out, I feel like it could have easily been something that happened in that mess hall on that episode where Riker does the foreign exchange program.
Yeah.
And each of these gatherers has different face tats and such that clearly like separates them into their different clans.
Yeah. Yeah, but they're also like scavengers. So they take a little bit from every race and then they build, so they're just like a hodgepodge of
So they pour a drink, Yuta tests it, Maruk takes a drink, and because there's a lot of distrust between both their peoples, Brull turns to one of his guys, Temarak, and he tells him to test it like Yuta did in case Maruk poisoned it. But Temarak isn't interested, so Brull pushes him down and pours the drink on his face like they're at a frat party or something. And they all howl with laughter. It's so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they're kind of I won't say primitive, but they're, as Maruk calls them, they're kind of barbaric.
Yeah, they're definitely rogues.
Yeah.
Temarak is played by Elkanah Burns, who does not have a ton of credits. 8 acting credits and 1 producer credit, to be exact. Didn't do a lot in this industry. Picard steps in and reminds them that we're here to talk, and Maruk is able to convince Brull that the old clan wars are over, and there's a pathway for them to come home now. But he asks everyone to leave except Picard and Maruk. And as we follow the others walking away, Troy says that Brull is ready to negotiate, but he doesn't want to come off as weak in front of his bros. Nearby, an older, cone-headed gatherer. This guy's hat was fucking crazy.
He's dressed like a Borg, in my opinion. He's dressed like a fucking Borg. So Yuta follows this guy over off into the corner of the salvage yard.
There's a moment in this moment that I love, which is Yuta smiles kindly at him as he passes by her, but then there's this music sting that hits, and as he passes her, her face is like, I'm gonna fucking kill you, bitch. She turns to like
you up
evil real fast.
That he walks by her, doesn't pay her any mind. She's a pretty girl, she's not important, that kind of thing. But she says to him, you're of the clan Lornak. And she's like, yeah, so what? And he looks at her and he's like, I've seen you before. And she gets up in his face and she's like, yes, you have. and he kind of realizes, but it's impossible. There's no way. And then she says, no, look closer. I am Yuta of the clan Trelesta. And then she puts her hand on his face. And then she says that she's the last of her line.
Fuck.
And yeah, and he dies. He kills over and he fucking dies.
Oh my god! They've killed
Valmouth.
You bastards!
So much for the clan wars are over.
Yeah.
This dead gatherer is Volnoth, played by Mark Lawrence, who comes back in Star Trek Deep Space Nine. His first credit was in 1932, and he is just a shit ton of credits throughout the years.
Wow.
Go home, old woman! You people haven't changed in 100 years!
You should know. You were there!
Come in!
Allie, I want to tell you about my bra.
Okay.
As a trans woman, finding a bra that actually fits right has been a fucking nightmare. If you have a large torso, like I have, bra makers just assume you have giant breasts, which I do not. So I kept getting too tight around the chest or giant cups that my little itty bitty titties just couldn't fill. Then I found UnderOutfit. The idea of going to a store to get measured and fitted That ranks somewhere between a transporter malfunction and first contact gone wrong. A terrifying prospect, but UnderOutfit's 180-day return and exchange policy means I can try different styles, sizes, and colors right here in the comfort of my crew quarters. If something doesn't work, I just send it back. No judgment, no pressure.
Oh, nice.
Wash it, wear it, wash it again, and you can still send it back within 180 days if it's not working for you.
Nice. Okay, cool.
I discovered the Comfort Shaping Bra, and it's become my everyday under uniform go-to. Supportive, comfortable, and my favorite part, the pads are sewn in.
Oh, thank God.
No more fishing the pads through that little fucking hole in the corner.
Where can I get some of those? Because I'm so sick of fishing, like you said, fishing those pads to where when I wash my bras, I've got those little zip container things where you fold it and that way they don't come apart. But I'm sick of doing that. And I would love, where do I get it? Because sign me up.
Humanisttrek.com/underoutfit.
And they've got shapewear too?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Sold. Sold. I'm so fucking tired of those types of bras. To where I only wear sports bras these days, and I just forget the underwire, forget the padding.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. I measured myself right here, and this is like one of the few places where the measurements match the product, and there's like loads of different styles too, right?
Okay.
So
those I don't like. I want the pullover with no clasp. I hate the clasp. I don't do that.
Allie, UnderOutfit has those too.
Awesome.
Adjustable straps, not adjustable straps. Like there's all the fucking choices.
I will be shopping today.
Attention crew, UnderOutfit is now the official underwear of Humanist Trek. They have bras, underwear, activewear, shapewear, and more. Get 15% off your first order at humanisttrek.com/underoutfit. Back at the campfire, Brol thinks this offer has enough merit to present to his leader. Apparently he's not the leader. The leader is called Chorgan. So Brol offers to present this plan to Chorgan and check back in 20 days. But Picard's like, oh no, I plan to be very far away from you people in 20 days.
Yeah.
And besides, Maruk wants to make the offer to Chorgan herself.
So they do end up going on the ship. So Picard offers to take everybody on the Enterprise. And he asks Brol how many of his men does he want to come with him. And he's like, nope, I'm going to come alone in case this is a trap.
But as they're sorting all of this out, Temarak shouts from nearby. And fuck, they found the body. More bodies hit the floor.
Damn it. Riker calls the Enterprise, calls Crusher down to come and look at him. And they're all crowded around. They're taking his shit like, oh, he's dead. So can I claim his possessions? And they're taking off his boots and stuff. And Maruk is just appalled at this behavior because she feels like there's no respect for the dead. But that's just how they roll. You're dead. Yeah. Take your shit.
This is what I love about this scene. She is supposedly more civilized. And she's like, don't you have any respect for the dead? And Brol's like, it's an empty body. What is there to respect? And I think I tend to fall more in Brol's camp here. Like, once I'm dead, it's just an empty body. Do whatever you want to with it. Like,
honestly, isn't that what happens when you die? After you die, not just like that, but in essence, that's what happens. There's legal stuff involved, but everybody's gonna divide your shit.
Yeah.
But this is just a in-your-face way of this is what happens.
Right. Yeah, and I just think this idea that some kind of honor and reverence and care for a dead body is somehow more civilized, like, and that's what Maruk believes, but that's just cultural bullshit that we make up. We decide whether that's something that we value or not. There's nothing inherent in it.
Yeah, and we can't fault someone else for the way they deal with death, you know?
Yeah. Anyway, Temarak found the body, and he claims possessions because there's no others of that old man's clan here.
Crusher's taking a look, and sometimes you know how they can like bring someone back to life? Well, Crusher's like, he's been dead too long. So
somebody call the Picard. There's a moment here, though, that I love, Allie, and I don't know if you noticed it. Timarek is like scavenging shit off this body, and Riker walks up and like grabs him by the scruff of his neck and yanks him off the dead body and throws him off to the side so Crusher can look at him. It's great.
I know. Yeah, so she's determined he died of a heart attack, but she can't find the cause because his cardiac muscle is strong and then there's no sign of like blockage, a heart blockage. So they're gonna have to get him back to the Enterprise.
We see the D warp away from the planet, and Worf and Brol step off the elevator onto the bridge. And because we just let anybody on the bridge.
I know. And Brol is a swagger and a little bit too much for my taste and a little bit too much for Worf's taste too. Worf points and tells him to go over there, basically.
This was good, though. Picard asks Brol to show Wesley the course to set. And he says, to the Hiromi cluster. I thought we were in the Hiromi cluster where we found these people on the planet.
Yeah.
But anyway, Brol is like, Wesley, the boy.
Have the boy sent to the bridge, number 1.
My name is Wesley.
It's Wesley I wanted to speak to you about. The boy?
My name is Wesley.
He seems to have developed some sort of special attachment to the boy.
My name is Wesley.
Did he say Wesley? The boy?
My name is Wesley.
What is the boy doing here?
My name is Wesley.
The boy. Where is he, please?
My name is Wesley.
The boy? He's outside.
My name is Wesley.
Wesley Crusher, report to the bridge. On the double.
The child? Really? And he comes over to Wes, and he's all joking around and having fun. And this reminded me of, what was that episode where we had that rogue guy that was on the ship? What was that one?
Oh,
you know who I'm talking about?
The guy that was a government weapon. Basically, they did testing on him.
No, this was the guy that was. There were these 2 warring clans, the Capulets and the Montagues, and their prince and princess or whatever loved each other, and he'd been running messages back and forth for them.
Yeah.
That guy. What episode was that?
The Capulets and the Montagues. Yeah, it was totally that though.
It was.
Searching.
The outrageous Okona.
Oh, okay.
Captain Okona. Yeah, that's who this dude reminds me of a little bit. Because he's swaggering around and he's poking fun. But he gets over to Wesley's console and it is clear he has no fucking clue what he's looking at until Wesley is like, this is where we are here. So Brol gives some coordinates. But Wes is like, that'll take us into an asteroid belt. And what we could do instead is go around instead of through. And that only adds 12 minutes to the trip. So Wesley is like showing off at him.
Yeah. And Brol kind of like, yeah, sure, whatever. Have it your way.
In 10 forward, Picard and Maruk are chatting about these clans and their feuds. And boy, doesn't that just sound like some Earth bullshit.
Yeah. For sure.
Talk about Star Trek holding the mirror up. Here we are. Yuta refills their drinks, and in the background, we see Riker and Troy come into the bar. And Yuta asks to be excused because Riker has asked her to make a traditional Acamarian breakfast after a long night of fucking. Oh my. What's odd is Riker's now sitting in 10 forward with Troy. Where's Yuta going? Isn't there a replicator in 10 forward she could use?
I don't know. I don't understand this.
I thought, oh man, is she going off to poison some food or something? What are we doing here?
Brol comes in again with the swagger. He goes to the bar, takes somebody else's drink.
Right out of their hand.
Right out of their hands. Drinks it, and then sees Wesley over there at the window. And he goes over there to pester him some more. And he comes and snatches the tablet right out of Wesley's hand. So like, why are you like this?
Yeah.
Why? And he asks Wes what he's doing, and he's doing his math homework. Wesley's like, it's math. And he's like, yeah, I can see that, but what does it mean? And then he goes into some long explanation of the Euclidean metrization. Yeah, and Brol is like, you any good at it? Or I can tell you don't like me. Wesley didn't say that, but like he's not giving anyone a chance to like him. Like,
yeah, Wesley's just kind of being like a little cold. He's not warm and friendly. He's like, I'm trying to do some homework over here. Can you leave me the fuck alone?
Yeah.
And Brol's like, well, that's all right. You don't have to like me. I have lots of friends who don't like me. Then he asks, but what do you know about me? And rather than saying, oh, I guess I don't really know you, which is the truth, Wes goes, you're a thief.
I mean, is he not?
Maybe.
I mean,
we should. I didn't have this in my notes to talk about later, but like,
is he?
If a hurricane comes ripping through Florida and you need to break into the 7-Eleven to have food for your family, I'm okay with that. Is it? Are you a thief? Yes.
Yes.
Do we prosecute it? I say no. But anyway.
But you're right. But from Wesley's point of view, he doesn't maybe know the whole history. He just knows that he's a thief. That's all he knows.
Yeah.
Because he did say, what does he know about him? Absolutely nothing except that he's a thief.
Right.
Anyway, but yeah.
Yeah.
We can talk about this. We can talk about this at the end.
Yeah, we could. And Brol makes that argument. He's like, I was just stealing bread from the 7-Eleven to survive, you know?
Yeah.
And one thing that these people like about their lives is their freedom. And Wes is like, well, then why are you trying to change all that with Sovereign Maruk? Will Wheaton,
why are you saying it like that?
Gets a spectacular line and delivers it brilliantly here. Brol says he's trying to make a better life for his kids. And Wes is like, wait, you have children?
like who would
so
fuck
good.
you?
That's so good, Wes.
The who would fuck you is silent.
Yeah. Yeah.
But turns out he's got two boys. One is about Wesley's age, and he's not any good at math. And they kind of like smile at each other, just sort of like there's like a truce happening.
Yeah, we're breaking the ice a little bit.
Yeah.
Yuta comes back in with a tray of food, and Riker and Troy both take a bite and find it surprisingly delicious. And Riker invites her to join them, and she's like, oh, I don't want to intrude on whatever this is. And this is a great moment of acting, too. Troy looks at Riker, and you can tell that she's like betazoiding into his brain.
Brain! What is brain?
Because she just hops up out of her chair and says, oh, well, you know, actually, I was just leaving anyway. Lots to do at the counseling office, you know. You two kids have fun.
Yeah. So she sits down and let the flirting commence.
Riker plows into the food some more, and right away, Riker's like, stop calling me Commander. You say it like you say Sovereign. My name is Bill, and I'd like you to be screaming it all night long.
Oh my.
No, the issue is she's a servant, and she kind of treats him the same way she treats her master. And he sees her as an equal, very egalitarian, Bill.
Yeah.
We learn that Yuta has always been a servant, and quickly she adds that she's not complaining about this life. She's well taken care of course. But then that topic of freedom comes back up. So now there's some parallels happening. We have Brol and Wesley talking about freedom. We have Riker and Yuta. Yuta says she can never have freedom. And Riker's trying to figure out why, but he doesn't get any clear answers.
She says she can never have freedom, but she also says she's not the property of the Sovereign. She's not a slave. She can leave whenever she wants.
Yeah, that's a little nod.
So everything she's saying in one breath that she's doesn't have any freedom, but then everything she's saying that she does. So he's, as you saying, digging a little deeper.
Yeah. What is the thing holding her freedom back then? And we don't know. And it doesn't sit long enough for us to really like chew into that, because Maruk calls for her to come back.
And also at the same time, Crusher calls Commander Riker to come to sickbay because she's found something really interesting.
So he gets down to sickbay, and Crusher starts explaining how she found this tiny microvirus in that corpse, something she almost missed. And it's really strange because this particular microvirus will only attach to cells with a very specific DNA sequence. She doesn't really have much more than that, but she thinks it would kill only one Acamarian in 1 million. And because of this, she doesn't think it's naturally occurring. It has to have been engineered. And if that's the case, that means Volnoth was murdered. Dun, dun, dun.
It was a Mordor.
We gatherers value our freedom. We do what we want, and we answer to no creature.
Then why are you helping Sovereign Maruk to change all that?
Maybe because I want something better. For me, and for my children.
You have children?
Riker's in his quarters, slumped over a chair like he's so tired.
Been a long day of flirting with that pretty blonde.
I know. And then so Data calls him and says that Akamar 3 has agreed. So basically, they've requested some information from the Akamar database, and Data's just calling to let him know that it's being transmitted over the subspace link. And Riker's like, "Fine, leave me alone. I'm tired. Just let Dr. Crusher know when the database is online, and I'm out." But he gets a knock at the door. Dun, dun, dun.
And there's Yuta, and she's like, well, the Sovereign doesn't need me anymore today, so she suggested I come hang out with you since you're so keen on me and all. And Riker's like, oh, am I that obvious? Duh, Bill, come on. Riker's like, well, I've already eaten, but maybe I can eat something else, if you know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
And Yuta kisses him.
Mm-hmm.
She throws herself at him. Tell me what you want, Bill. Shall I kneel in the corner with a ball gag in my mouth until you permit me to move? I'll do anything you wish. And of course, this is not what Bill's into. He's like, you're being all servanty again. And you know, I prefer equals. I want to fuck you. I definitely want to fuck you. But I want to fuck you as an equal.
She's like, equals, even in the matters of love. And he's like, especially in the matters of love. And this is why all the panties get thrown at him.
Mm-hmm.
Because he is awesome. I love that. I absolutely love that.
Yep. She's like, oh, I'm sorry, have I offended you? And he's like, no, stay wet. I just mean that I want to give you pleasure too. You're entitled to that. And she's like, well, you're definitely not like any man I've ever met.
Yeah.
You mean you can find it? Yuta says she does not feel pleasure or passion and hasn't for a very long time. And Riker takes her head in his hands and he's like, wait, I'm really good at this. Trust me, you'll feel it.
You're about to feel the Riker. He's gonna do the Riker maneuver.
Yes. And she tries to go, but he pulls her back, head against his chest. But before he can perform the Riker maneuver, the ship shakes, red alert.
Damn. On the bridge, Picard, Brill, and everybody is looking at the view screen, and it's Chorgon's ship. Chorgon is firing on them, but it's just their way of welcoming them, right?
And of course, their weapons are way too weak to do anything to the D.
Yeah, Picard's totally not worried. He tries to hail him, but he's not responding. And he tells Worf, hey, can we knock out their shields without seriously damaging them? Sure enough, Picard tries to talk to him one more time, and before he can even get the words out, they fire again. So he's like, fine. Fire phasers at their shields, and next thing you know, their shields are inoperable, and then Chorgon is hailing them. He's like, that's better.
Chorgon comes on screen, played by Stephen Lee, who has a shit ton of credits, including playing the Big Bopper in 1987's La Bamba. He was in an episode of Babylon 5, and we will see him again in season 7. Picard plays it strong with Chorgon, basically tells him to heave to and prepare to be boarded, and then hangs up the phone. And Picard and Sovereign Maruk are going to beam over there, and of course Riker protests Picard going alone. But Picard insists he needs to be the mediator here. Riker can stay on the D with the phasers locked, and Chorgon probably won't try anything stupid as long as we've got our phasers locked on him. Over on Chorgon's ship, the discussions begin, but Chorgon is really distrusting. Maruk says she wasn't exactly sure about all of this at first either, but that bald captain can be very persuasive. And now she thinks it's not only the right thing for them to all do, but she believes it could actually work.
Yep. She's proposing amnesty for all the gatherers, and he takes this as, oh, you mean slavery. Brill is trying to get him to listen, but Chorgon's like, just say what you came to say, but I don't think I'm going to believe you.
Yeah, he thinks they're just going to invite them all home and then lock them up like prisoners. And she's like, no way. And in fact, we've set aside some land for you. Call them reservations. And he's like, fuck your land, lady. We aren't farmers. What the fuck are we supposed to do with land? And she's like, well, it's your land. You do whatever you want with it. Just please come home and you won't have to be on the run anymore.
Chorgon wants autonomy. And then Maruk's like, well, there's several levels of autonomy and you would have certain rights. But Chorgon's like, well, we need to spell out all of these rights before I agree to anything.
Data is studying up on the Acamarian encyclopedias when Crusher shows up on the bridge, and between them and Riker, we learn that there's only one other death recorded by this same microvirus. 53 years ago, a gatherer named Penthor Mole, who just happens to be from the same clan as Volnoth. So, if these microbes were engineered for murder, and maybe they only affect this one clan, perhaps the Capulets are trying to exterminate the Modiphius.
So it turns out Chorgon, the man that Maruk and Picard are actually talking with, are also part of the same clan, the Lornak clan.
Data shows that the Lornak clan fought the Trelesta clan for 200 years, which ended 80 years ago when the Trelestas were supposedly annihilated. But Trelesta is a name we've heard before as an audience. So
Yeah.
if you've been paying attention, we're ahead of the cast here.
Mm-hmm.
They try to determine the clan affiliation of the Acamarian delegation, but that information was not provided. And then Data finds something linking these two murders together. He pulls up an 80-year-old photo of Penthor Mole being led from his trial, and just to the left and behind some man is a partial face, blonde hair with a purple hood over her head. So they get Photoshop to remove the people in the foreground and generative AI the rest of that woman's face. Guess who? And Riker's like, damn, 53 years later, she hasn't aged a day. And I almost hit that.
I'm okay with MILFs. I mean, that's fine.
Yeah.
Or GILFs. Grandmas, I like to call.
Sure.
Does that not please you? Tell me what you want, William. I will do anything you wish.
Wait a minute.
I don't understand. Don't you want me to give you pleasure?
Not as a servant. I told you I prefer equals,
Even in the matters of love?
especially in matters of love.
Back on Chorgon's ship, they're full raised voices now because Chorgon wants 3 seats on the council, and Maruk's like, oh, hell no, nobody gets 3 seats on the ruling camps. And Chorgon is like, I don't care what other people have. That's what I want. And they just get into a yelling match, and Picard is like, okay, let's take a break. Let's have some of that. Maybe we can have some of that brandy. And then Maruk gestures to Yuta to start serving the brandy.
What I like about this moment is that instead of like getting up and going to their corners, they stay at the table and pour this brandy. And so now they're talking a little more informally, a little more casually. And I liked that. I liked that Picard was just like, hey, let's just pause, time out. Let's just have a drink and chat for a little bit.
Yeah.
And Picard's like, I know this is a thing we say on Star Trek a lot, but you guys are a lot more alike than you realize. But as they're talking, the camera is trained on Yuta being the bartender. And I thought, fuck, can she transfer those microbes into the drink and kill Chorgon that way?
Yeah, I thought it was going to be something about the brandy that was poisoned.
Yeah,
somehow.
I thought we were going to see her like stick her finger in and swish it around or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, nope. Riker suddenly beams in, and he has to take out a gatherer with his heater, and he's like, everybody freeze! Nobody fucking move! And he orders Yuta to get away from Chorgon, and she tries to play dumb for a bit, as Riker's like, come on, Yuta, the jig is up.
Yeah.
Penthor Mole, ring any bells? You killed him, and now you're about to murder Chorgon. And she drops the pretense, and she's like, no, it's not murder, it's justice. Well, there's a topic we've batted around on this show quite a bit.
Yeah. When Chorgon's like, wait a fucking minute. Who are you? And then that's when she introduces herself. Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Yuta. I am Yuta of the clan Trelesta. And he's like, wait, there's no more Trelestas. And then she explains that there were 5 left in the last Lornak raid almost 100 years ago. Her life ended as she knew it. And the search began for every other Lornak that was living. She was chosen to be the Avenger. They somehow did something to her cells to transform her to keep her from aging, and that allowed her to carry out the assassination of anybody else in the Lornak clan that was left.
Maruk turns to her and like, how dare you use me like this?
You bitch!
But Yuta is singularly focused on this mission of hers, despite Riker's attempts to show her that she does have a choice. You don't have to kill. The clan wars are over. He says, he's seen the part of her that regrets what she's become. None of that moves her, though. She takes a step towards her victim, and Riker shoots with his heater right at her midsection. But she recovers, like she's got some resistance to heater fire, and takes another step, and Riker fires again and knocks her back. And then we see Riker crank up his heater to Plaid and begs her not to do this. But she gets up again. I get knocked down,
but I get up again. And you never gotta take me down.
But when she lunges at Chorgan again, Riker fucking vaporizes her with his heater.
Hey, he told her no. He said, don't do it, girl.
Were there not other options here? If your tranquilizer darts aren't working, beam Chorgan away. Beam Yuta to the brig.
Tackle her.
I don't think shoot to kill was the only option. What are you, Bill, an ICE agent?
Yeah.
Well, Maruk is nearly in tears, and Riker is obviously deeply affected by this too. And he steps away, turning his back on the room. And Chorgan leaves his seat to go tell Riker thanks, and then we're back in 10 Forward, where Riker is nursing a drink and scowling at the bar when Picard comes in. And he's handed an iPad from a crew member with their next orders. Routine shit, really. An Uber mission delivering medical supplies from a nearby starbase to some planet. But we do learn that they were able to negotiate some kind of truce between the Acamarians and the Gatherers.
Yeah. And Picard knows that he's down, about having to vaporize his boo thing. So he's going to extend shore leave, and he's basically making a gesture saying, okay, dude, you need some fucking shore leave. He's extending it to anybody who wants it.
But Riker just says, I'll pass that along to the crew. And off we go to Uber some medical supplies.
Yeah.
Boy, I'm sure glad that's over with.
I'll be glad to be relieved of this cargo.
Me too.
It is done, and perhaps just as well.
Yeah, but I learned something today.
I sincerely hope that this is the last time that I find myself here.
You just don't get it, do you, Jean-Luc? You see, of all the species, yours cannot abide stagnation. Change is at the heart of what you are. That is the exploration that awaits you. Not mapping stars and studying nebula, but charting the unknown possibilities of existence.
This is the theme we just talked about between Worf and the Romulans. These old, deep-running hatred, bigotry feuds.
But it's what we deal with every single day in America and any other country that was colonized. Like it runs deep, and it's really hard to let it go.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not just reflective of our past, but it's all happening right now today. Still.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yuta reminded me a lot of the hateful racists who were driven underground after the civil rights movement.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't changed or destroyed. They were just here all along, waiting for some orange lunatic to make it okay for white people to say the N-word out loud again.
Mm-hmm.
But what I wanted more of was the next. I wanted to see Maruk furious. Not that she was used like this, but that these old hatreds had been allowed to resurface again.
Yeah.
And I get it's TV and the episode was written towards this big surprise reveal, but what happens next is messy and interesting. And I think that would have been like, how do we reintegrate the Gatherers back into society in a meaningful way that isn't just stick them on a reservation or so-called separate but equal? I'd like to see some of that too.
I doubt it's going to be all wrapped up into a nice bow.
No.
There's going to be resistance on both sides. All the Gatherers are they're used to that way of life after over a century. and you can't just mush two cultures together and expect them to get along. I know that's Rodney King's dream, but no, we can't all get along.
I feel like we've seen this before in Star Trek too, though. The idea of like, what was the one where the culture of clones, that the clones couldn't reproduce anymore and they needed the Irish people to make more of them. And like, we're a civilized culture and these barbarians over here. And how do we put them together? I feel like we had the same, like, I feel like we're left with the same questions this time too.
Yeah, it turns out they needed each other, and it could very well be that these guys need each other, but they got to figure out how to make it work. But like Picard's work is done; they got to figure it out.
Another thing this really shows is how progress can be so easily halted when just one person isn't on board.
Mm-hmm.
Maruk and Chorgan were definitely about to find some common ground and start to, mend the fences or whatever. One person can really fuck things up for everybody else.
Yeah.
There's one person carrying around this baggage from hundreds of years ago.
Yeah. And I think it's kind of odd, like you said, he didn't have to kill her.
Yeah.
And that was the last, like during these peace talks, that was the thing, that act of violence was like had to be part of the peace talks. Like he could have tackled her or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. And I want to dig into Riker's feelings at the end of this too. We're just left with Riker sitting in his, guilt? Sadness? Like, put him in therapy with Troy. He killed a person he was kind of into, although she wasn't who she appeared to be and all of that. And again, he felt like killing her was required. That boy needs some therapy after all of this. Not a drink at the bar, maybe not even shore leave on the station. Like,
he needs to talk to a friend.
He needs, he needs to go hang out with Troy and talk this through. This is one of my favorite Star Treks. I love shit like this. Again, you don't need some big bad. We don't need Khan to follow us around for a whole season.
Yeah.
Or whatever big bad, villain sort of movie long thing. Like, this is what we need. Human problems reflected to us in alien cultures.
However, I will say, I know what you're getting at as far as
what new Star Trek is doing to me.
Yep.
Yeah.
You have to accept that we are old, Sarah.
I know.
We're the old generation.
I don't want to be old.
And the new generation is creating the Star Trek for the new generation. So they're doing what they think the new generation wants to see.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering too if when TNG came out and all the old guard said, "This isn't Star Trek. We don't want to see this."
TOS fans hated it. Sure.
So
absolutely.
We're those people now.
We're those people now. I know.
Yeah.
I
and
know.
it's really tough. It's really tough.
And I feel it when I talk about Discovery specifically.
Yeah.
I feel that like, oh, not my Star Trek, whatever. I'm loving Starfleet Academy so far.
That's good. I have not watched it.
You gotta watch it.
I can't do one episode at a time.
You gotta wait till it all comes out.
I gotta have at least 3 or 4 to binge. Now, I will say I did have trouble with Discovery because it was so edge of the seat all the time. I could only watch one at a time because I was just like too much stimulation or whatever. It's like too much. I just wanted an episode to episode. Like there's too much. It was like a movie.
Yeah, it really was. Yeah. Well, the first 2 episodes are out as of this recording, and and Becca and I watched them last night and really enjoyed what they're doing with it. I think there are some very interesting characters that you're gonna fucking love.
Oh, I know. I did look at the Discord and the spoilers, which is fine. I don't mind spoilers. I haven't seen it, so it doesn't mean anything to me. But it's
Yeah. Yep. There's a couple of there's a couple moments where you just go, oh, that was for us. That fan servicey stuff. That's like, oh, they're nodding at us. This is gonna be all right.
I love that.
Yep. Me too.
That's cool. Well, Tawny Newsome is part of the production team for this show.
Yes.
So.
Yeah. So it'll be funny.
Yes.
Yes. All right. Well, Allie, did we Anybody die in this episode?
Yay, someone died. We had 2 people
Couple
die.
of someones, yeah.
Yeah, we had Volnoth and Yuta of the Calestra. What is it?
Colostrum?
What is it? Yuta of the whatever clan.
Cholesterol clan.
Cholesterol clan.
What is it?
She
I
goes
forgot.
around. She goes around giving people heart attacks because she's from the cholesterol clan. I don't know.
Oh, that's brilliant. I didn't realize I was doing that.
I know.
Trelesta.
Trelesta. Yeah, I wrote a rhyme about it.
Mm-hmm.
Want to hear it?
Yes.
Here it goes.
We're here together to honor our friend and comrade. We will all find time to grieve for her in the days that are ahead. But for now, she has asked that we celebrate her life with this.
Riker's booth thing. Here we go. A Riker's booth thing. Here we go. She was a poser from the start. Riker's booth thing. Vomit died from the touch of her hand. Dang. She goes to Riker's pad. They bout to smash. Then a red alert, so they bout to crash. Turns out it was just a welcome from the gatherer's leader. Picard, Maruk, and Yuta beam over to meet him. They sit down to talk peace, but it ain't going well. Chore a gun, make a demand, and they start to yell. Meanwhile, Data Googles Acamarian history. Riker crushed Data, uncover the mystery. Ultralesters were dead, they were made to think. But Yuta, a simple servant, was the missing link. Riker beams in, disrupts the peace talk. Just as she's about to do the perp walk, she's about to smite him with her poison hand. The last one standing of Trelestra clan. About to step to Chorgan, deliver the final blow. But Riker tells his boo thing, no, girl, no. He warned her 3 times and then he had to blast. Then Yuta was gone and couldn't avenge the past. Peace out to Yuta and Volnoth.
Rest in peace.
We can handle all the pleasantries later. Now, let's get down to business.
I am willing to pay handsomely for you.
I think you've had a little too much to drink.
Now, what do you know about my money?
Your money?
The money he stole!
You stole his money?
Those vouchers I gave you were every bit as good as Latinum.
You can spend Latinum almost anywhere. Those vouchers are only good at your bar.
As always, we want to thank everybody who supports the show, and a special thank you to our founding admirals at the highest level on Patreon. A special thanks to Allie, Peter, Sarah D, Bruce, the Bear and Currid podcast, and some call him Tim. Thank you all so much.
Thank you, guys.
Captain, Starfleet Academy is requesting an update on our estimated arrival.
Finalists, please take your seats.
I must admit you have a very fast mind.
Once I realized it was a trick question, there was only one answer.
Although only one student will be chosen for the Academy, any of you could easily qualify. Candidates, good luck.
You got called to the superintendent's office. It's a story I'd like to hear.
Becca's back now with the answer to this week's Starfleet Academy Cadet Challenge for the Vengeance Factor. Remind everyone the question.
The recording of this episode marks the reported meeting of what future real-life couple?
Yeah, and I don't remember what this... I don't even remember what we guessed.
You guessed it was Marina meeting her spouse, and Allie guessed it was Brent.
And I'm pretty sure it was wrong. But
yeah, what's the right answer?
Marina Sirtis and her future husband, Michael Lampert.
What?
That is the couple.
Wait, which one was he?
Okay, I'm going to tell you.
Okay, good.
Michael was an extra.
Oh, well, that's why. Okay, sure.
But this is reported to be the first time they met. And if you Google Marina Sirtis' wedding, there's some great pictures of the cast at their wedding.
Oh, I'm sure there is. Okay.
Searching.
Oh, yeah.
Like Michael Dorn in the sunglasses. I think there's a picture of all of them in sunglasses at some point.
Oh, those are on Facebook. I can't get to Facebook.
I found some that weren't on Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some that aren't.
Yeah, these are good.
And look at that hair on that guy.
Mm-hmm.
It's total 80s.
Oh my
what was
God,
that dude?
80s.
What was the dude? Real heartthrob, hot guy, long hair. What was his name?
Fabio?
Fabio. Yeah, that's who that reminds me of. He got some Fabio hair.
Look at that jawline. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Holy moly.
All right, did one of us get that right?
You did.
Oh, all right, I'll take a point.
Affirmative.
Hell yeah.
That's so sus.
Oh my gosh.
Literally just pulling shit out of my ass.
That's all she ever does, Allie.
Mm-hmm.
And they look so like different in real life. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, Brent for sure.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and of course, Michael Dorn doesn't have like
Michael.
forehead ridges. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
I think Picard is the only one that looks like himself. He's just missing his uniform.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah,
it was
pretty
fun
much.
to see.
Yeah, that's great. I love it. All right, next time on Humanist Trek, we'll be discussing Star Trek The Next Generation Season 3, Episode 10, The Defector. A Romulan defector leads the crew into a showdown that could erupt into full-scale war.
yep, remember this one too.
I don't remember a lot of details about it.
He came to the ship. They didn't trust him. He wanted to defect. I forget why. It's like he didn't believe in something they were doing. I don't remember exactly.
All right, well, what's our question for The Defector?
In this episode, we meet John Bates, played by Simon Templeman, a British actor who is the real-life husband of what Trek actress from another series?
Right. I don't know.
John Bates.
Yeah.
It's not 7 of 9. Jerry, it's not her. Her husband is French. So maybe it's B'Elanna. Maybe it's
Roxanne Dawson?
Roxanne Dawson.
I don't know, man.
We meet Jonathan. Who is John? What did he play? What was his character?
John Bates.
Oh, John.
His real life name is Simon Templeman.
Simon Templeman.
I have no idea.
I don't know. This is unfair.
This is so unfair.
I can give you a hint.
Okay.
Sure.
And it's probably going to give it away because I'm not much of a Trek person. So I don't know if there's other instances where this happened.
We'll be the judge.
But the person who he is married to plays the wife of a character in Star Trek. Like, it's a couple.
Oh, wait a minute.
Keiko?
Keiko O'Brien?
Gotta be Keiko.
Yeah, what the hell's her name?
Keiko. Yeah.
Yeah, but what's the actress's name?
I don't know.
I should know this.
She was on the 3 Body Problem recently, which I absolutely adore. I adore her. I don't know. It's got to be Keiko though. The actress that played Keiko.
Okay, I'll go with you on that one. And if you want to go with us, you know how to do that. Head out to your social media, share this episode with your answer in the hashtag Starfleet Challenge. We'll pick out a winner, and next time we'll discuss Star Trek The Next Generation Season 3, Episode 10, The Defector.
It's a good day to die.
Beverly.
Humanist Trek is available wherever you replicate your podcasts. Follow us on all the social medias at Humanist Trek. Become a patron at patreon.com/Humanist Trek. Open hailing frequencies to podcast@humanisttrek.com and visit our website, humanisttrek.com. Humanist Trek is a production of Sarah Austin Media.